It is April 20th, 2021, and welcome to episode 6 of Pineapples and Thorns, a Clash Files podcast focusing on all things Clash. In today's episode, we talk about the recent update to Clash of Clans, Town Hall 14, and all the changes it's bringing to the game, and we welcome a new host to the show. Welcome to episode 6 of Pineapples and Thorns, a Clash of Clans podcast presented to you by the Clash Files family. I want to welcome everybody to the show. It's our special update episode, and I'm going to introduce our hosts. We have Butters. Hi, Butters.
Hello. Hello.
And Rusty. He's back.
Hey guys, I'm back. You missed me, didn't you?
Oh, geez.
And I want to welcome back Peter. Peter is stepping in as a permanent host here. Unfortunately, Tip decided to step away, and we're going to miss him, but we look forward to working with Peter to bring you all some great content. Hi, Peter.
Hello, how are you?
I'm excellent.
Good.
Welcome, Peter.
Welcome.
Very happy to be here. Thank you.
Awesome.
Got a whole crew of Canadians.
Yes, it's an all-Canadian podcast.
Hey.
And we're going to be polite, no swearing.
Very polite. I'm going to just update some people on some Clash news from around the CFF. Red Thorn and Dark Sector and Noble Hero duked it out in a friendly family war. Props to Noble for their win. It was a close one.
Whoop whoop.
Rusty was on the enemy side there.
Well, that depends who you are.
That's right. The victors. Also, the CFF hosted a podcasters war just recently, Pods and Recreation, and that involved podcasters from multiple podcasts. They all came together to battle it out, and special congrats to Team Miss P for their win.
Woohoo!
Woohoo!
Yeah, it was a really fun war.
It was a lot of fun.
And another event coming up is an all Town Hall 14 war that the CFF is putting on, and we're just doing signups right now, and we hope to get to 50, and we're going to spin a random in mid-May. And I want to shout out our friends over at Married to Clash. Their first episode is out, and I hope everybody gives them a listen.
Awesome crew.
Yeah, it was a great episode. I listened to it, and it sounded like they're having a lot of fun over there, and look forward to their next.
They were having a lot of fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, I love those guys.
Yeah, they are. They're a good bunch of people.
Yeah, they're the best.
And Butters, why don't you give us an update on a really big league war for KGHA, Town Hall 11 Esports, right?
Yeah, proud of the guys and gals. It's been a really good season. So we finished 5-2. And the last two, we had two wars on the Monday that finished it up and won both of those wars. With the second war being one of Eric from One Hive. He had a Town Hall 11 clan. Forget what the name is. It doesn't really matter. We beat them 13-10.
Wow.
And yeah, the guys, you know what? They're doing really well. I'd like to say all of us, and I'm doing not the best. But we got guys like Sid and Bobby that cherry pick the bases. So they'll take these, the bases they know are going to be threed. And they always leave me with a crappy base so they can take the glory. But yeah, on that win, we had Bobby 3-starred.
You guess they steal the glory from you? Is
Well,
that what you could say?
I let them have it. I just say, just give me what you guys don't want because I'm
Awesome.
I'm a team player and I know you guys want to get those threes. So no, in fairness, there are two best hitters. They really are. Sid and Booby. I call him Booby. His name's Bobby, but yeah. So might as well have them do the bases that they want, right? Because they're the ones that are typically going to get three. So I think Sid's on a run where he's had the last 4 where he's got a 3-star each war too. Also Solidi, I don't know. I can't say names, but it's spelled SOLDI, which I found out he's from Germany. He also had a 3-star that war too. So yeah,
nice.
Great season, 5-2. We head into the playoffs now and getting pretty excited and hope we just kind of carry on with the momentum and keep going forward.
And you're playing that with no siege. Is that right, Butters?
Absolutely.
No siege?
Yeah, so Town Hall only. So you can only have Town Hall troops, so no sieges, right? So yeah, it is probably the most fun I've had in Clash in a long time. It's an hour long. They're timed attack, so when you're hitting, you're going in. It's Team A's going to hit first, Team B's going to hit second, back and forth, and then the last 2 hits go off at the same time. So typically a lot of teamwork. You're on voice, talking over the attacks and everything and going through everything else. So yeah, a lot of fun.
Good stuff.
Yeah, you have to keep us updated on that. It's pretty exciting stuff.
Yeah, that's really cool though. That's a lot of fun, a lot of planning.
Yeah, it is. It is when you can work kind of and then having like it's fine and dandy if you're playing it together and nobody knows what they're doing and you're all just throw it at the base and see what happens. But when you got some pretty good players that kind of talk out every bit of the plan, it really makes a difference.
Sounds really intense and exciting.
Yeah, I'd probably make it sound more intense than it is. I haven't broke a tablet yet, so
Not yet.
Not
For
yet.
playoffs.
playoffs exactly. I need a new one.
Butters, don't you break tablets on just like midweek randoms, like let alone on League Wars?
I used to. I broke 2 actually in a random KGH when I was at Town Hall 9, and we were, I think we were up by 12 stars, and it was a hog attack, and I was chirping, and
I think I remember that.
yeah, it was more of a flip than it was a throw. So in fairness, I didn't like jump up and throw it across the room, but I did
Ooh.
flip it in the air 10 feet. And
You save the
smash.
throws for your TV remotes, right?
Oh, we won't get into
We
that.
won't talk about that.
No, in my older age, I'm getting calmer.
Oh, good. Let's jump into the update, guys, because it's pretty huge. Who here has gone to Town Hall 14?
Me.
So did I.
I did as well.
Does 12 start with 14?
It does. You got to be 12 to get to 14.
You do.
Okay, let's go around the table here and get some first impressions of the update. Rusty?
I like it. I like it a lot. The free boost of everything wore off.
Yeah.
So it took some getting used to coming back to life, not 3-star in every random attack because you don't have maxed absolutely everything. So yeah, that took a little bit of getting used to. But I am a maxer. I've always been a maxer. Like I've always loved the top Town Hall. So
Mhm.
it's not surprising to me that I like it. I like the new content. I really haven't gotten into using the pets too much just because I'm focused so much on just the crazy farming that this requires.
Oh, yeah.
That I'm sort of using the pets. I really don't know if I'm maximizing their capabilities because I'm hitting when I'm hitting, and sometimes I'm not even using my heroes if I don't need to, and to try and save myself half an hour between an attack or whatever, right? So I love the new content. I love some of the new things that they put out and that Peter predicted, and yeah, it's pretty good.
Peter, what about you?
It's massive. I only maxed Town Hall 13. That was the first Town Hall I had maxed. I was always kind of chasing. So to start from scratch and think, oh my goodness, I have all this to do. It's a lot. There's a lot of Dark Elixir. They finally solved that problem. Because I think you and I and everyone else at Town Hall 13 had Dark Elixir coming out the top of our heads.
Yeah, I couldn't spend it fast enough.
Yeah.
It wasn't coming out the top of my head, but yeah, I had a lot of it.
But now, of course, we can spend it on Super Troops
Yeah.
and now on pet upgrades plus the hero upgrade.
Oh, the pet upgrade is going to be just
Yeah.
a grind.
Definitely.
Like 40 levels, right? And that doesn't
Yeah.
include the Barbarian King, the Archer Queen, and the Royal Champion. And it's insane.
How long's the rest?
The first one was 2 days, 6 hours. Yeah. And then it'll go up.
Okay, increases.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, it's getting pretty good. I'm not sure if we're going to talk about this later on, but so I'm doing my yak right now, and my yak's going to level 5, and it was 4.5 days with the 20% upgrade discount, and that's only to level 5. And there's 4 of these things that have to go up to level 10. So
Oy.
it's going to be either really expensive or really time consuming.
Yeah.
And I can't promise you which one of those two it's going to be for me. Yeah.
Gems are for heroes.
Yeah. Gold passes are great.
Yeah.
So, talking about the update, we have to give props to Peter because he did predict a number of things that the sneak peeks confirmed. The weaponized builder huts and a poison town hall.
Woo! Woo! I got lucky on the poison town hall, just out of the blue.
That's pretty awesome.
How do you all think the weaponized builder huts are going to impact different strategies?
I think it's going to impact funneling big time, just because of the defensive targeting troops will now go to builder huts instead of ignoring them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I saw when you pre-quake a town hall that's close enough to a builder hut, and that guy starts repairing it. And if you don't get on your horse and get that town hall down, that builder just keeps repairing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I heard someone say that in one of our last wars. I think it was an attack on my town hall,
Yes.
my base. Right, somebody had quaked my town hall, and by the time he got his stuff down, the town hall was healing up already.
Oh, wow.
Yep. So it's going to really change how you have to play that quad quake or octo quake, or what was the attack you used on me in the podcaster work, Kat?
It was 12 quakes.
12 quake?
I just opened up the base, and I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
apologize.
Cat 3-starred my base. Oh, fresh hit. Yeah. I couldn't return the favor. So
That's awesome.
bow down to you.
Okay, well, let's talk about the hero pets a little bit. Rusty talked about the yak a little
Yeah.
bit, but there's 4 of them. Does anybody have a favorite?
Yeah, actually, the yak isn't my favorite, mostly because I've been upgrading it since day one, so I have never really used it. The unicorn is pretty sweet. Like, I got all 4 pets basically in the first hour, used up all my gems, all my books, all my resources, everything, because shiny new toy.
Yes.
But I think the unicorn is super cool. I use it with my Royal Champion a lot, and I just find that it gives that Royal Champion just that extra little bit of juice to stay alive, and just does such a huge dent on taking out defenses.
Yeah, that's interesting. I've been using the unicorn with my queen. And yeah, I've noticed it makes, even at level 1, it's made a huge difference.
Yeah. What I'm noticing too is like the Royal Champion, like if you can keep her away from other enemy heroes and you have just defenses hitting her with the unicorn, that's huge. That works really, really good. But my little level 1 unicorn, now that my boost is worn off, it can't keep the Royal Champion through like enemy hero attack with defenses on it. But it is the nice extra little boost that I never had before. So I'm getting used to it.
What do you think about them, Peter?
I actually like the Lassie dog with the Royal Champion because it seems to keep up and seems to stay in front of her. So it acts like, when you would drop your hogs in a minor attack and you'd send the Royal Champ with her, it's that little extra tanking. So that's how I've been using the Lassie and liking her there.
No, that actually makes a lot of sense. I haven't done that, but that totally makes sense. I completely understand why you would do that.
Yeah.
I haven't noticed too much effect with Lassie or the yak. I mean, I do like the yak because it does seem to keep going. Probably notice more of an effect with them as I level them up, but...
For sure.
The owl, have you noticed when it's sleeping, it looks like it's dead?
No, I hadn't noticed that.
It just lies on its back. I just pointed that out because I've seen that on Twitter a couple of times, and
Jeez.
I thought it was pretty funny.
Well, if it's sleeping, it can't be flying while it's sleeping, right? So
True.
Got to do something. It's kind of hard. Yeah, but I actually hadn't noticed that.
An owl doesn't sleep laying down, though.
Oh, this one does.
An owl doesn't sleep laying down.
Good point.
It just and it doesn't even close its eyes. It just sits on a limb.
Yeah.
Jeez, know your owls.
This is a half chicken owl.
Apparently.
Yeah, it's a hybrid owl. Hybrid chicken owl.
Okay.
Yeah, come on, Butters. Know your hybrid chicken owl.
My bad.
What's the max level on the pets? It's 10, right?
Yeah.
Or is it 6?
It's 5 for fake max, but it's actually 10.
Oh, okay.
And so it's going to be a lot of work.
Rusty, is your plan to level each one to 5 so you can use a hero potion with them, or are you going to just take the yak all the way to 10?
I'm going to 5 with the yak and the unicorn for sure. And then I'm going to see how it is, where I'm at. But I think that my plan currently, and I got this idea just from OU actually, and he's a lot smarter than me, is to take them all to 5 and then just use potions for important wars, because then they'll all be maxed.
Yep.
So
yeah,
that's a good idea.
Yeah, so shout out to OU for that, because again, like I said, he is much, much smarter than I am.
There's also the new hero levels too, right? So you've got 80 on the King and Queen, the Warden's 55, and the RC's now 30?
Yeah, so I got my Queen maxed in like 2 or 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
I always just, maybe old habits die hard, even though we got these new heroes. Maybe I should have put it on the Royal Champion or something, but old habits die hard, and my Queen is just first priority on top of absolutely everything anytime there's new levels. So I was hard on that and got it done right away.
Yeah, I know I maxed my Queen as well. I'm finding it a little harder to go back and max the other ones because I want to keep warring and I don't want to put a hero down, but I'm going to have to.
Yeah, for sure. I'm trying to time it so that I can do a Grand Warden and probably my Royal Champion at the same time. But right now I've been fighting so much, I guess metaphorically and literally, just to try and get elixir for all my lab upgrades, because I just had so many books stored up that I couldn't get elixir fast enough. I mean, and now I've finally got up to the point where I've got my baby drags are going, but and other than that, all that's left is just my wall breakers. So I finally ran out of books, so now I'm waiting. So I'm going to really try and get my Warden and maybe my Royal Champion down at the same time.
Yeah. What about you, Peter? How are you doing with your heroes?
I got a couple of levels on the Warden and a couple of levels on the Queen, and then I think just one on the Unicorn and one on the either Lassie or Yak. I can't remember which one I decided to do first. So I'm just slowly spreading it out.
Yeah. It is going to be a long process, that's for sure. But I guess part of the fun of the game is farming things up, right?
Yeah, well, that's why I play. I love farming. I mean, I farmed until the update dropped, 2 max 13s from scratch. So,
Mm-hmm.
and then multiple other counts as well. So I love farming, but I don't even know if I'm going to like this yak. I'm just doing the yak because that's what Itsu said to do in his update.
Yeah.
In his upgrade manual thing. So I just started doing it.
Yeah.
But I've never even used it. I just followed what he said because, again, like OU, Itsu's much smarter than me. So I trusted him because, like I'm sitting on this elixir and I've had like Town Hall 14 for like 23 minutes. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'll just do what he says, right? Like I've spent almost the entire time of having a Town Hall 14 watching his update video. So I'm like, okay, whatever he says. And then he's level 2 now. So now I'm pot committed. I got to go all the way.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know.
Well, there's just so much to do, right? There's the spell levels and the defense levels. Like there's so many defenses to upgrade, and you know that they're going to do another update in 6 months or whatever with more levels on other stuff.
Yeah.
So you want to get this stuff done.
Probably won't even be 6 months because they're going to add more walls. So there will probably be like a quality of life,
The
like
walls.
summer update or something.
That's true.
And actually, I was just thinking too. Just to go back, I meant to mention this, but then I think Butters was rambling and I couldn't get a word in. With the, no, I'm just kidding. But builder huts, you were asked how they were going to affect the tax and stuff. And I'm really interested to see, I feel like we're not going to know for a little bit how they're fully going to affect because of the, like, nobody's got them maxed and nobody's going to be spending gems on them, like, past, like, level 2 just to see them starting to work. And the upgrade time is so long on those, and there's so many of them.
Yeah.
Like, just for level 2, it was, like, 8.5 days, right? So, to get to, like, level 4 and to do 5 or... Oh, yeah, well, just 5, because, yeah, you don't do auto. So, just the 5. Like, that's so many when you've got all these other things to do with, heroes taking up builders and stuff. And, yeah, it's going to be, I think, a little bit until we truly see how it's going to affect things. But I think it's certainly going to affect, especially once you start getting max ones. It's going to make that difference on that 1 or 2% or, that extra 1 or 2 troops.
I have a confession to make. I put them all down together and used 19 builder potions to get them to level 2 in time for that podcaster war.
Sorry.
And it still didn't stop Cat.
You might have been better served to just do one of them and use all 19 builder potions on the one and just keep them going or something. And so you get it to max.
Yeah. Once all those defenses are max, like I don't see spam attacks being nearly as effective. The level 3 scatter shots and, the max eagle and the inferno towers, like I just don't know if witches will and the other spam type attacks are going to be that effective anymore.
Well, I'm just going to go back to Go Wipe and go for my 2 stars.
That's just it. Like, well, right now I'm doing legend attacks. I'm tripling more than I ever have, and that's unusual for me in Legend League to be tripling that much.
Oh, okay, little Miss Modest over there.
I was like, I'm good. A very good 2-star attacker in Legends. I'm pretty excited because, I was tripling bases, especially when it came out, you're right, when everything was like boosted and you had max everything. It was just like a knife going through butter.
Yeah.
Sorry, Butters.
Sorry.
But I'd be interested to see, like, as people get their defenses leveled up, like what kind of effect it's going to have on the various strategies. I've seen a lot of triples with hybrid lately.
Because the queen charge is so strong?
I think so, especially when you have the pets with them. Really, I think we're going to see like a comeback on attacks with more queen charges.
Yeah, well, the new healers are helping too, right? So I think that new healers are pretty high priority for...
Yeah, we didn't even talk about that yet.
Pretty high priority for most people or anybody who likes to queen charge, queen walk, anything like that.
Yeah.
So I definitely think so.
Why don't we move into some quality of life changes? Peter, did you want to talk about that?
Sure. Even though it was all a spring update, but a lot of Town Hall 14 stuff, there was a lot of stuff I noticed that was quality of life stuff that maybe wouldn't affect Town Hall 14s, but it could certainly affect every other Town Hall. The first thing was they're going to introduce something called the Starter Town Hall Challenges. So between Town Hall 2 and 6, there's going to be like, what are we going to call it? Like the Gold Pass type reward system. Raz was showing me on one of his accounts that as he, used 10 wall breakers, he could unlock 50,000 gold.
Wow.
Yeah, so I think it's going to really encourage some of the lower town halls to progress more quickly. I know people have the Town Hall 5 ESL stuff, so maybe it'll get more people involved into that competitive stuff.
Need something to do while you're farming 14.
Almost makes me want to start another new account.
Yeah. No, I know. I thought about that too. I was like, why don't you just start one just to do one, like.
Yeah, exactly, right.
And then I go to change my account and I scroll and scroll and scroll. And then I'm like, okay, I think I've got enough. I probably don't need to do a new one.
Did any of you notice the change in the recruitment page?
I have not gotten that far yet.
There's a recruitment page.
Well, you know how we lost global, and then they said, okay, now you can say on your profile you'll accept invites.
Yeah.
Well, in the CFF, of course, that means you can move between clans easily, but it also means people outside of your friend network could invite you to their clan. So now they have three options. One is you'll continue to accept invites from outside things, or you'll only accept invites from within your friend group. I forget the terms. I'm sorry. I wrote it down, but I don't seem to have it on my piece of paper.
Just from your friends, probably, right?
Yeah.
And then the last thing, of course, is you're not going to accept invites at all. So I think it's an interesting one. It'll save frustration on the part of people trying to recruit, where they're asking and people are just refusing because they're
Right.
open to invites but not really looking to change clans. So that was a good one.
Right.
There was one thing that showed up on one of my accounts today. Pop-up thing came up that asked me if I wanted to continue to receive or to show up on searches.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, I get that too. That's actually not new. You get them if you either reject a few in a row or if you have some. Like, so say you're like switching clans and like in the 3 minutes between you leaving, KGH and going to Pineapple Hotel, somebody in Global sees, oh, fancy legend badge on this kitty cat person. I want to send them an invite. So they send it to you. You don't even clue in that they've sort of sent you one and it just sort of sits in your inbox. If it sits there for a while and then you get a few of them, then it's like, okay, hey, I noticed you're not accepting these. Do you want to do it kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
So that's how it was doing before. But then again, like Kat said, I noticed that I got it on every account I logged into. I think it was yesterday or something like. So they might have instituted a thing where they're just sort of checking to see to draw you to that page to update it if you need to, kind of thing.
Yeah, fine tune it so that people with inactive accounts aren't showing up in the search. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be.
These new tools for recruiting, like Global, does a good clan actually use those tools to recruit members? Like, we're not using those tools to get our members. It's going to be Reddit. It's going to be word of mouth. It's going to be people knowing people.
Right. But the average clan out there, maybe that isn't aware.
Do they?
Yeah.
And I wouldn't know. I'm kind of in my own little bubble here. So, and it's usually just about me as a middle child. So, yeah, how a typical clan, if they use those tools, I don't know.
Well, I think that, and I don't know from experience because it's been a long time since I've been in a clan that would even consider using Global. But I think that these recruitment tools work better than actually Global because maybe not in terms of getting people to come into your clan, but in terms of getting them to actually come in and stay for more than 30 seconds. Because like with Global, you could get people to join if you had a high level account or, a fancy clan league tag. Right, but people would come and then they'd be like, "Oh, okay, whatever," and then they'd flake out after like 2 seconds. But I feel like if they take your invite and they're actually looking, you have got probably a higher chance of them sticking around. But I mean, that's just me speculating, I guess.
No, I can see it. It kind of narrows it out, right? You have the option of finding a little bit better quality by putting some filters on it.
Yep. No, definitely.
So the next thing I read was they're going to allow us to look at the lab upgrades while the lab itself is upgraded. I think this one is particularly good because I'm a bit of a planner, so I want to know what I need to be saving for while the lab is upgrading.
Kind of useful.
I could have used that for so many times over the years here. Like, it's late in the game for me on that one. I would have loved to have that because, like you said, you're a planner. I need to make sure that I can farm enough so that second my next upgrade is available to be done, I'm ready, right? And sometimes you're just guessing based on what you think it was before, and you're like, oh, I gotta try to remember something like that. So it's nice. I like it.
I think that'll be really handy.
I'm a little confused on that last part. What can you figure out? What can you see?
The lab research screen
Yeah.
is available during the lab update.
Oh, okay.
So when you go from, say, lab 11 to 12, you will still be able to look and see, okay, what are all the things I'm going to be able to update and, start to plan. Do you want to do a Dark Elixir one first? Or
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, okay. Cool. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I, of course, gemmed this entire lab, so I didn't even have time to open that up and check it out. I just, I used a book on it. So I didn't get to check it and see it, but I could have certainly used that over the years. That would be very helpful. And it will be with my other accounts that I slowly bring up behind.
How many gems have you spent?
Not many, truthfully.
Yeah, what's not many? 4,000? Like,
No, not at all. I didn't actually buy any gems. I bought a couple of the cheap packs that had books.
right?
I haven't bought any gems. I think when the update dropped, I had like 1,800 or 2,000. I think I still have like 300 or 400 left, and of that, I bought 500 to buy from the trader, a hero book. So I haven't used much in terms of gems. From being a completely max 13 for so long, I had pre-bought every single book with my rewards from SECWL. So I used them all, and then I bought another one instantly of every single one because I had like over 1,000 of the medals, right? So I had tons of stuff sitting.
Right.
Right.
I had all the hammers already, and then I just bought another hammer again. So like I did all that stuff like so quickly. I had every single book and all max everything, right? And because of the gold pass too, I had runes waiting that I couldn't cash in on because I already had maxed my runes storage. So, and then I had gold full storages from being maxed before the update dropped. It was a lot of coordinating and planning just how to properly use it all without wasting anything. You don't want to use your rune for like 18 million elixir and then, spend 14 of it on something and then use another one and then that 4 million goes to waste or something, right? So it was a lot of
For sure.
a lot of trying to plan that and then like trying to plan what I can do next and then quickly farm up to get to just over that tiny little level and then spend every single penny I have and then use another rune and stuff like that. So and then just the books I've had a bunch of that. So
Wait a second. You're talking like you're planning all this out. Didn't you just say, oh, you planned everything for you?
no.
Didn't he like do a spreadsheet and write you out a novel on what to do step by step to upgrade your Town Hall 14?
No.
He actually said that, and now he's going, oh, look, I planned this like I'm
I planned
rocket scientist.
He did imply that. Yeah.
It wasn't OU, it was Itzu. And I followed Itzu's rough guide and watched his video.
Oh, there we go.
But I used his video, but then also terms of so that I couldn't waste resources as to what made the most sense. You're trying to plan spending your elixir and I guess to a certain extent gold, but gold's easy to spend because of the new walls. You're never wasting that unless you're just not thinking. But the elixir, I'm just trying to maximize it. So,
Yeah, that's for sure. It used to kill me to not be able to collect one of those runes in the gold pass was painful.
yeah, I know. Brutal.
So
Like the gems are nice, but when you've been sitting max for a while, you just sort of buy the gold pass for the 1 gem donations, and then you collect the gems for selling the stuff you can't collect. But now it's nice to be getting it all.
yeah, it's actually kind of nice to be able to progress. You talk to a lot of people that max 13s and they were like losing interest in the game because they had no reason to log into the game. Now they're excited about it again to learn different things and
Then you got those that are like myself that just ran about it and go off on it. And you know why? It's such a big game. And I was thinking about that 14 town halls. It's such a huge game for SC to ever please everybody. It's just impossible.
That's true.
So you got to go with what the majority is, right? So
yeah.
Me being a middle child, and like I said, liking all the attention, it's always about me. I don't want to say I'm not a fan of the 14 upgrade. I just disappoints me is 12 where I'm at just became a little bit more irrelevant when you're talking random wars, league wars with the breakdowns it goes. So you now have to just kind of look for a little niche 5 versus 5 and those town hall things, which is fine. There's still a big, huge community for that. So
Yeah.
it is cool. actually hearing all the different upgrades and the pets. And I trash the pets quite a bit, but it is kind of interesting to hear what they're doing with it. And if you keep people like, like yourself and Peter and Rusty engaged in the game and keep spending gems and keep doing these things, obviously SC is doing a good job to keep people this motivated into the game this long.
Yeah. Surprised me that they tried to do a few things for the lower town halls, like with the starter challenges and what have you.
Yeah,
it's refreshing to see that.
It is, and that's lower town halls too. So I'm skeptic kind of by heart. So I kind of look at that and kind of roll by. You get through town hall 6 in 3 days anyways. Like,
true enough.
So where the grinds begin, your 9s and up, that's where the real grinds. I haven't had seen any, like, to try to balance it out a bit more. I know they changed the CCs where you can't get max. You're still going to walk through bases at 9, 10, 11, and 12, even with those little changes. I know they changed the AI on the queen a bit for 12. I haven't, so she'll kind of take that missing wall and kind of walk in there. So the charges become more relevant.
Yes.
I haven't noticed the queen's the queen. She doesn't ever listen. It doesn't matter if you change her AI at all. She's got her own, and she'll just go back to saying, screw you. This is what I'm doing. So I don't know if I've changed.
Well, I think the comment was that she is more likely to walk into it, not that she will.
Exactly. Well, they got to cover their bases, right? Because she's more likely not to walk into it too. So,
that's right.
We're talking 50-50 here now. So, no. So, I think they tried to do a little bit, but really it is a little bit of the game. So they should.
The money's at the higher town halls, right?
Yeah, exactly. So you do a little bit for where there's a little bit of interest, and you do a lot and there's a lot of interest. And that's the new big shiny toys. Is usually what it is.
Yeah. I know at Redthorn, almost all of our max 13s went up to 14. So we have a ton of people who are busy upgrading and working on their 14s. And we still have a few 12s and a couple of poor little 11s at the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
Are those alts or are they actually main accounts?
One of them is a main account of somebody. And I always feel so sorry for this war that we just matched tonight. I think he's got a Town Hall 6 and a 7 to hit.
Well, you could just use your queen, make it a little bit of fun.
Well, yeah. It's got to be a little frustrating for
and
the 11s and 12s when you're excited to war and because everything's so out of whack right now. Like nobody's max, and the AI for the algorithm is trying to match clans as best they can by weight and so you're getting these.
SCWL should be interesting.
Well, yeah, that's always another story, right?
It's going to be an absolute gong show.
Yeah, it was a gong show before.
Just wild, yeah.
That's all right. It gives us something to swear about, in Discord.
Just give us the medals.
Yeah.
Also, I think gong show is a Canadian phrase, so we're probably going to get. All of us understand, but I think listeners are going to be like, what are these guys saying? I remember talking with the Married with Clash guys before. They're like, what? Gong show? What's a gong show? Because I think Sid said it one time, and I know it's it's basically just a cluster F, for lack of a better term, is what it is for all you people that don't understand.
There was a game show called The Gong Show. I'm sure of it. And you would do some stupid little act, almost like America's Got Talent now, where you do whatever, blow a horn while you play the Acadian or whatever, play something dumb. And you would have somebody with a big old drum and they would gong it if they wanted you out. Pretty sure you have to Google that Gong Show. That could be.
I totally remember that.
I thought it might have been a hallucination of the past.
No?
Interesting.
Yeah, but that's not the definition of the way we're using it there.
No.
So that's what I'm getting at here.
No, like the movie Fubar has, it's a movie, but it has another meaning.
This is true. So what do you guys think about the CC changes in terms of the ability to request max troops at the lower town hall? They can't do that anymore. There's a cap on the troop levels you can request.
Did it affect the last random in KGA?
I think so.
I don't think it's going to make a difference. I think you're still going to, those bottom bases are going to get clear no matter what. It might be a little bit tougher to clear.
Yeah.
And it might make 3 stars a little bit tougher on the town halls below. But then again, I haven't worked with.
I think it's a big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the 9s were struggling with killing super minions.
Oh, right. So the super minion can't be in 9 now, can only be available, what, at 12?
Yes, I think only 12s can donate super minions, I believe.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly. 12s and
At 11,
Okay.
maybe I'm wrong, but I mean, either way, yeah, it's you can't have them down at like 9 and stuff now. Or like you can have like a Town Hall 5 CC with a fold up space with a super minion in it that just absolutely destroys anything that comes near it.
Yeah. I think it's a good thing for the lower town hall guys because they don't have the troop capacity to kill something like that. First of all, they have enough trouble killing a belt, let alone a super minion.
Yeah, really, those lower town halls, right? That's
Yeah.
it. That's what you learn first is killing that CC. So
Exactly.
when you have, super minions at 12 mess me up. As soon as they come out of the castle, I'm hitting ability, dropping 2 freezes of poison all in like half a second going, oh, but
Please live.
yeah, because they did, man. When they first came out, when the first time that came out, I was just kind of, I didn't smash a tablet, but I was just like mouth draw.
Oh yeah.
What happened?
Oh yeah, where'd my stuff go?
Mm.
I'm slowly getting better at it.
Yeah.
Still have trouble on my queen charges, but if I'm not watching.
I FC'd that. I FC'd myself with that. Just that's all I did was charge the base the exact same way, and I bet you 40 times before I.
Yeah.
Oh, like Butters, do you remember our first League War when we were like mid League War when the first time I guess that we faced them in defensive CCs and we were just like, oh my god, what is happening right now? Like everything is just gone.
Yeah.
Where are our troops? Like
Mhm.
it was
Yeah.
wild.
It just killed charges. I don't think they make a big deal on witches. I don't think. I think they're pretty easy to handle for that. You can kind of ignore it a bit. Just drop a poison, but
Yeah.
on a walk, on a queen charge or a walk, geez, they come up on you quick.
Yeah. Well, especially combined with headhunters, right? So.
Yeah, exactly. And then somebody will mess you up and throw in 20 archers instead. So you're thinking headhunter and you're hitting ability, and then you're going, it's a friggin' archer.
Yeah. So last thing that we're going to just touch on, did anybody take on that jungle challenge, that special little challenge they had when they released the update?
Oh, you're damn rights I did. And I needed those builder book potions.
Yeah, I managed to get it on all my accounts, so I was pretty happy. It was kind of fun.
Yeah, I watched, I can't remember whose video it was, but it was super foolproof. I got it first try, so I was happy about that. And I actually only did it on one of my accounts because I don't even remember how I did it, and I don't want to go back and watch the video again.
What about you, Butters? Did you play with the Town Hall 14?
This is why I love the show. I find out what's in the game. Like I hear these challenges, I just like pop in, look for an FC or 5 versus 5. I kind of yell at myself, okay, you got to farm because I am trying to still upgrade second 12, so I'm slowly doing that. But yeah, no, this is how I learn about all these challenges when you guys start talking about them.
Awesome. And Peter, did you manage to finish that?
I did. I tried it on my own. I failed the first 3 times, probably during the first cup of coffee of the morning. And so I watched somebody's video too, and they had some foolproof drop everything in one corner and let it run through. So I did end up getting it on all my accounts.
I did not watch any videos. I just dropped everything and cloned my healers and just kind of went through.
That's because Cat's OP.
No, Cat's just lucky.
She probably did that right before she smashed your base, Peter.
You know it. You know it.
All right, we're going to move into some closing comments and shout out. Peter, do you have anything you want to add or anybody you want to shout out?
You know, I was very interested to hear Butters' take on his Town Hall 11 Wars, and they're already discounting the CC, right? Because it's only another Town Hall 11 that can donate to those CCs. Mm-hmm. So shout out to that group of people making it more competitive on their own, and good try Supercell trying to catch up to what the people already wanted. That's good.
Steve?
And I would like to shout out ODS. I hope you never get tired of being right. And I'd like to say thank you all for including me as a co-host. I really am enjoying myself and listening to you all talk about Clash.
Well, we love having you on here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, for sure. We're happy to have you.
Rusty, I'll move over to you.
I want to shout out you, Kat, because I've been super busy for the past few weeks with moving, and then my son had some health issues. He's gonna be fine and everything, but it pulls you away, and you've really taken care of the clan while I've been busy. So
my pleasure.
It's been super appreciated.
I'm glad you're back, though. Butters, how about you?
Yeah, well, second that for sure. Kat's the backbone. She babysits us all. She does everything for KGH. So definitely shout out Kat. Got to second that. And give a pat on the back. Shout out to KGH Academy. they're really doing well. The leadership there is with Tor, and I'm going to stop at Tor because if I start naming everybody, I'm going to forget. I don't want to forget anybody. But the work they're doing, keeping people engaged, trying to find league wars all the time, getting 5x5s going on all these town halls now, out there pumping up the clan and really getting some good quality players out of it too. Like watching Booby and Sid kind of improve. Bobby's always been really good. Sid coming in and how much he improves. He's tripling bases with Noah's Ark.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah, Sid is pure talent. Like, he joined us as somebody who'd never played at the highest town hall levels before, and he's pure Clash talent. He really is.
He can look at 13 and give input and give you ideas on what to do and stuff like that. No, he's a really great asset to our community. And yeah, just the work that those guys are doing and gals, yeah, really shout out Academy. Keep it up. Doing an awesome job.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. Are just amazing. And for me, I want to shout out you guys, like Peter. Thank you so much for joining us on this show. And Rusty and Butters, like, couldn't do this without you guys. I also want to shout out ODS, one of my best friends, and just I can't say enough good things about him. He's just an amazing person. So
future guest, I'm taking.
If I can convince him to get on here, yes, definitely. Love to have him on. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in. And as always, send us your ideas on what you want to hear on the show, your thoughts, your questions, your comments. You can reach us on Twitter at KGH Podcast, or we'd love to see you hop into our Discord server at discord.gg/ClashPal.